Now, this part two. I'm a kamikaze for Jesus. I do anything for Jesus because I love what Jesus represents. How you have the spirit of prophecy, that you have love in your heart, kindness, turn the other cheek. I like all that. A lot of that is forces to me. I like it, and it means the world to me that was the message. That it wasn't, go out and cheat people of these things and do all this other shit that is like just just like it's like being delicious. Like being delicious. I don't like that. I like, you know, I like having the kidneys and and the liver and all that. Like I like all that getting chopped. I like that. But uh and in the God of the Old Testament, I love everything about it. It's There's not one thing uh, I don't agree with. There's not one thing I don't agree with. Uh, you know, um, yeah. What I'm saying is, I had 93, and those people brought down the plane. And when Trump did what he did, I was very disappointed. I was very disappointed in America, so much so that you know a volcano happened. That volcano happened, uh, and then it happened again when they were going after my money. And I don't even have any money in my account right now to get a drink. And I need a drink, so I don't have kidney stones. I already had one, and so like the the 93, they brought it down, and I'm a full representation of those people in my life, because they were a Hindu arm system in my life that I centered in my center of gravity, and I became all those people, and they molded me. They molded me through pectus carinatum, and they molded me in my height. Everything about those people molded my life. And I was a true representation in a 51 that happened in reality of those people. And I was also that for the Pentagon. And I was also that for Alfred P. Murrah. And those molded me into who I am. And they are part of my life. All those people that died are part of my life. And I am a representation of them, because those were canon Australian betrayals, that were 9/11 events that meant to cut off. And although I haven't gone into to be able to show my talents yet, I will be able to, because I will cut off. And I have cut off in reality, though, as a kid, with all those events that happened. And the most recent one that happened, that really helped me throughout the deal, was I cut off with Naphtali. So I had Asher as a kid, which was part of my taxes, and I had Levi as a kid, which meant I knew everything about the Old Testament, what to do and not do. And I even had bands put on my arms, and it made sense when I was a kid and dunked in Thyatira with bands on my arms of the Hasidic Jews. So it made sense that I would be Levi. I had become a priest, and I also had Simeon. I always had I always had a girl in my hand, and no matter what I do, I always have Eve in my hand. And um, so then I had Naphtali in Corona, and Corona was Naphtali, which meant I had the goodly words and I possessed the west and the south, which means that I had two more girls in my hands. I had the native girl of the south and I had the west of Jesus in my hand. And um and it meant that I had them in my hand in a way that was against the dogs. Okay. So that's a very powerful way to have someone in your hand when you're fighting a werewolf. Okay. So picture a gorilla might fight a lion or a snake or a panther or a jaguar or a cheetah or a crocodile, and a vampire fights a werewolf or Frankenstein or a mummy or Swamp Thing. Okay, so I am those people of Corona. Lil Baby is those people of COVID-19. I am the people of coronavirus, and it was split of that. God split it. It doesn't matter if you can't see the difference. God sees the difference.